Okay, we should be ready. Action, take 5. Oh, good morning, and thank you for coming in quietly. I am your substitute teacher. No, I'm not Sister Mary Elephant. I'm Mr. McCaffrey. Your regular art teacher, Mr. DDawg Dawson, is on a small vacation. However, he does send his love and these finger paintings that he's been making. And you all get one. Here, pass these out. During today's lesson, we will learn how to draw a contour drawing showing the different weight of the line and also three-dimensional forms. Now this happens to be a design ebony pencil. It's jet black and extra smooth, and it's great for drawing these different values of light, medium, and dark. Now you can buy any of these materials that we use today at your local art supply stores. Now, if you would please excuse me, I need to get a drink of water, and it wouldn't hurt if I got a bite of my fried egg sandwich. Help yourself to the Conte crayons and the white drawing paper that are located on the table in the back room. Now, if you would please pick up your Conte crayons, we can all work on this together. Johnny and Susie, get out of the closet. All your art materials are laid out on the table. Now please write your names on your papers, otherwise it could be a teacher's nightmare. Okay, the first thing that's very interesting about a line, of course, is that a line shows direction and movement. It could either move up or, of course, down or left or right. But what's interesting about a line is it shows direction. And it also can do something like this. A line could be continuous, and it could have the same weight to it. And if it's a continuous line like this, we could say that it's an outline. Or we could say it's a contour line. C-O-N-T-O-U-R. Okay? Now, the other interesting thing about a line, of course, is that a line could either be thin, or it could be thick. Or it could be light, like this, or it could be very, very, what? Dark. Right, good. Very, very good. What's your name again? Oh, yeah, Medusa. Wonderful. The other thing about a line is that a line could either be broken, like this, which makes it look as if the light is pouring across the form. Lines could be singular, or they could eventually create other lines next to them. They could have some friends. And as it continues, the line could either get thicker like this, or it could get lighter, and it could even get broken and then pick up again like this. Now, if we were drawing an orange as an example, we could just go like this, and this will be our contour line. And this one will have a little more grace to it. And it could look more like this. Maybe it starts off thin, and then it gets maybe thicker and darker, and then all of a sudden it gets very, very light, and it can get broken, and then it can pick up again like this. Another thing we can do with a line is we can shade. And by shading, we can use series of parallel lines together like this. And the closer the lines, of course, the darker the look. We can either shade on the outside of the form, or we could shade on the inside of the form. So it looks something like that. If we were drawing a pear as an example, we have a choice. We can either draw a contour that just looks something like this, or we can also do something where we're connecting some shapes together, like something small and then something larger, and then we can just combine them in this fashion, like that. Here are two lovely examples by Boucher. The drawing to the left is drawn with black and white Conte crayon. The drawing to the right is sanguine, reddish orangey colored chalk and sort of a mixture of clay as well. Notice how the line starts off like this, and then eventually it breaks, and then you see the line again over where the eyelid is, and then it breaks, and then you see it again, and then it breaks again. There's that softness against the pillow and the child's cheek that just makes the drawing absolutely exquisite. Andromeda in Perseles. When we pass the eraser, what we mean by that is not throwing it like a football. Thank you. Now, as you get Jonah and Izzy, would you hold up your drawings, please? Those are just lovely. Now, that's what I call an example of just great craftsmanship, and there's another word for it. It will come to me. It's an exquisite example of draftsmanship. That's what it is. And like Daddy used to say, you can lose everything or anything, but you could never lose your talent. Was it Mary Jane Hudson who said that? Well, anyway, I think you got the idea. Now, something that's very, very important, of course, and that is there's always the opportunity to be creative and to use your imagination. Do you get my gist? All right, good. I feel like John Nagy. I'm using my brand new pencil. Now, besides drawing a contour drawing of oranges and pears, we can also draw from the wooden mannequin. And here I have an example of drawing the mannequin where it's basically a flat surface. It's just a contour. But what's interesting is it's fun to just sort of make it up and to draw it however you want to. So here I decided to start off with a little sanguine, and then I decided to change it into the black Conte crayon from thin to thicker to even much thicker than that, and then getting thin again. And I could also put a little bit of red sanguine here and maybe even more along here to make it darker. I could shade on the inside of the form and also on the outside as well. So I think what's fun about drawing is just sort of making it up. Now here's a Raphael drawing. It's a contour drawing with the shading within the form. And as you can see, the line breaks in places and then picks up and breaks again. Sometimes his lines are light, sometimes they're darker. And here we have the line as being dark on this figure's leg, and then on this area we have the shading. It's more like the way a value meets a background. We're creating an edge rather than the line itself. Well, my feeling about learning is if you want to learn something, you should learn from the best. And that's why I think studying the masters is the way to go. So keep drawing and have fun. Now I'll be using a piece of vine charcoal, and it's nice and soft to use, and it blends very easily. You can actually smear it with your fingers. We're going to take these flat kind of drawings where we're playing with the contour line, and we could change them into forms by making them look more 3D. And as our forms, we have our basic sphere, a cylinder, we have our cube, and our cone. And we can also come up with something like this. We could make a simple flower pot, and we can make a funnel. Now this is what the sphere looks like. We start off with a circle, and we shade it so it has a kind of a crescent moon, kind of a curve to it like this. It's like it's like writing the letter C, and we just continue to curve it. So we go from darker into medium, into light, and then we have sort of like a medium on this side. The cylinder looks like this. We start off with an elliptical shape. We draw lines that are parallel, that are vertical. And we have to make sure we curve the bottom, otherwise it will look flat. And again, we start off dark. Moving into medium, and then into the light. We can also smear it, which works very well. The finger. And the edge, we can always blur this a little bit. Pull this into the form like that. Dark and medium, and then into the light, and then we can go back into sort of like a light kind of a medium. For our cone shape, it's a basic triangle with a curve. And the same thing, we start off dark and then medium into the light, and we shade it up towards the top like this. And our cube, we have light, medium, and dark. Three different values. When we combine these forms that we're drawing to look 3D with our contour, with the weight of the line, then we can come up with a very interesting type of drawing. What's with the blue light? Now I know how Picasso felt. Oh, that's much better. Now I feel normal again. Or close enough to it. Well, I would say that the class period is over. And because you've been such a wonderful class, I'll let you leave a few minutes early. I'll let you leave before the bell rings. How's that? Hello? Hello?
Well, that was fun. I haven't done that since high school.
Cameras are rolling. Action. Take 5.